Hi folks, my name is Rohit Kakkad and I welcome you to this course on Python training in Q&A format. So far we have discussed how to read data in Python, how to look at shape, how to look at head, and then how to understand columns from an English terminology standpoint. And we have also looked at that how important domain knowledge is for you to become a good data scientist. So for in this course we are working with dataset called Netflix underscore titles, which we know is about shows, TV serials, movies on Netflix, and different elements of these shows are there in the data set. So, in overall, there are 12 columns in this data set, and now we will look at how to understand these columns in more detail using data exploration so that you have better understanding of the domain, and then you can work with this data set depending on the use case what you're looking at. You are looking at few insights from here, or you're looking at any predictions, or you want to create any model so that you can predict something, and so on. Okay, so as we know that there are 12 columns in this data set, we will start looking at the different unique values which are there in each of the column. So what I'm doing is I'm running this command df show id.unique, where df is the data frame and show id is the column name. I'm picking one column at a time and I am looking all the unique values which are there in that column. So for show ID, what we have observed is that there are 7787 unique show IDs here. And when we looked at the shape of this data set, that also had 7787 rows. So this data set is unique at a show ID level. So its number of show IDs is same as the number of rows in the data set. So this is helping us improve our understanding of this data set further. And like this, we will do the unique of each of the column here so that we understand these columns in more detail before we progress on doing further exploration of this data. So df type dot unique. So there are only two values in type: TV show and movie. Great, right? So let's run title, and I'm sure that title would be different uh, for each of the show as well. So we will get lot of values here, right? So we have 0.03, date dot time 719, date dot time 2359, as we saw in the head as well. Second and third row here was date time, which is very strange value for a show title, right? Zulu Man in Japan, Zumbo's Just Deserts still makes sense. Friends, How I Met Your Mother still makes sense. But zero point zero 0.03 date time and so on doesn't make sense. And these are the errors that you will always encounter in your data exercise. There's no way you can get over it. So there, no data is 100% accurate all the time. There are challenges in data, and then we should be aware of those challenges and errors, and we should be able to work with those limitations. Even if our data is 90% correct and our accuracy of the analysis is 85-80% correct, we are doing a good job to begin with. Then we know that director. Now one director can work on different shows as well, so we will get lot of names here, but it will not be exactly 7787. It should be lesser than that, because one person will create more shows. It will not be just one show per person, right? So we are getting these values: George, Michelle Grow, Gilbert Chan, Joseph, Moses Singh, Sam Dunn, and NAN. As we discussed, we will have NAN, not a number, which is, that means I don't know who the director is. None, null, all these values need to be taken care of. Then I will not look at the cast. Again, there would be duplicates. There would be some common cast across the shows as well. Yes, so I will now look at countries. So when I do df country dot unique, I get Brazil, Mexico, Singapore, United States, Turkey, and then I see United States, comma Germany, Hong Kong, comma China, comma Singapore. Now this data set, this column country is not unique for a country, unique for one country. So it's not that there will be only one country for a show. If a show is live in more than one country, all those country names will appear. So for example, this show, South Africa, China, United States, is live in South Africa, China, United States, which is again a very interesting point that I've observed while doing this unique in the data set for a particular column. Then I will look at release year. Okay, so let me see what is the time frame of the year in the data set. So from where I have the data till when I have the data. Okay, this is also like this is also unique. So spelling is unique. So what's the error? Sorry, release year. There's no column name called year. There's release year. Okay, so let me fix this. Okay, so data, the latest is 2020, but the lowest year I can see is something like 1925. Okay, so now in 1925, Netflix was not there, right? But there were shows which got released in 1925, which are on Netflix now. So Netflix would have purchased the copyrights of those shows which are older than Netflix itself, right? Now let me look at rating. Very interesting. So in a way, what we are doing is if we have worked on this data in Excel, one by one, we are putting a filtering on the column and trying to see the values of those columns using the filter function of Excel. Okay, it's similar to that. And it really helps us develop good understanding of the data set we are working on. So ratings is TVMAR, PG-13, TV-14, TV-PG. No, I don't know what these values mean, but I do see there is NAN, not a number, which is again we have to work around with GNC17, which I don't know what this rating means, right? Till now, I can understand show ID, TV type, title, director, everything was under my understanding so far. But how these ratings have come, what is the methodology, what is the way to give a rating to a show or a movie, I'm not sure. Duration again, through my comprehension, I can understand that duration is the time period, how long the uh, show is, or how long the movie is. Let me look at it quickly. 4 seasons, 93 minutes, 78 minutes, 136 minutes, and so on. Very interesting. Okay, now let's list it in. So, okay, let me quickly look at listed in as well. Dot unique. Okay. Okay, again, lot of comma separated values. So international TV shows, TV dramas, TV sci-fi and fantasy is one value of this column. Dramas, international movies, horror movies, international movies, crime TV shows, international TV shows, TV dramas, dramas, thrillers. Again, I don't know exactly what this column means listed in, but I can see that there is genre, dramas, comedies. So comedy, drama, independent movies, sports movies. Again, this is also confusing. Is this a genre? Is this a place where this show is listed in? How to interpret, right? But I do see genre as one of the comma separated value in this column field, action and adventure. So I can do something to extract genre from here. Then description. Okay, so I'll not look at description. So in a way, what we are doing is if we would be working in on this data set in Excel, we would be putting a filter and looking at the value of these columns one by one, right? So which is the same thing that we are doing in Python using pandas. So hope you found this video interesting and useful, and this is one way we try to understand the columns of the data set and try to relate it with our domain knowledge. Along with this, we further improve on our domain knowledge, and once we understand this data, we can do a lot of things with it. Thank you. All the very best.